Okay.
These are the 5 lessons I've learned.
The importance of a bubble on your rifle scope. So I am pretty convinced that my big miss in Wyoming on the incredible general season bull was my level. The shot felt great and I missed to the right. And talking with Brady when I got back to the office, I didn't have a bubble on my rifle. I had a bubble on my second elk hunt of last year, and it made a world of difference. So especially on those longer shots, I learned the hard lesson of having a bubble. Because if your scope is like this and you take a shot a couple hundred yards, 400 or 500 yards, it's going to have a significant impact. And a lot of times you're in the rifle scope and you think it's flat and you look at your level and it's not. The value of having P-cord in your backpack. I brought a bunch of P-cord per the recommendation of Brandon on our backcountry Wyoming hunt last year, and I found myself using it a ton. And so when we killed his bull, we used it to hang the meat overnight and keep it off the ground. We had a really bad windstorm on like night number 2. We used the P-cord to tie down the teepee. It was a huge lifesaver. Tie the elk horns to the llamas, tying the tag to the horns. P-cord, game changer. Definitely recommend having it on every backcountry hunt at least. I used to always bring like meal replacement bars. Those are good, but I realized by day 3, I'm so sick of them. The thought of eating them is just disgusting. And watching Brandon, how he always used to bring like Snickers and Skittles, and I always used to make fun of him. But up there, when you're just beat, something around a little treat, something about a little treat really, really stimulates you. So having those was really, really helpful. And then having like salami and bagels and cheese, something that felt somewhat normal up there for lunch. You always have your, Mountain House or Peak Refuel or one of those at night. But during the day, to only have bars really just demotivated me, or it just got really tiring after day 3. And so that's a big thing I learned with food. The other thing is bringing like the little hot sauce packets of Cholula or Tabasco really helps spice something up, like a little green. My favorite thing last year was green Tabasco on top of like a salami toasted bagel, kind of sandwich. That put me in a good mood in the middle of the day when, we were in between hunts. Big recommendation around food. Like, think through what you bring. You're going to get sick of it by day 3 or 4 if you don't really think through it.
How good are these?
No, they're really good.
The importance of scouting and preparation. Of course, if you can scout, you should scout. But I drew a really good bull tag last year in Nevada. It's kind of one of those things that you maybe do every 10 years, so it's a special thing. Great tag, and it's in an area I'd never been before. So I scouted it a few times in the summer. To locate elk, yes, but equally important to understand the different glassing areas, the access roads, like understand the unit, get a really good feel for it. That came in handy big time. And then as we got closer to the hunt and I was trying to work out the logistics of, okay, what day am I going to go up there? What's the weather look like? I really put a lot of thought and preparation into that. And so I had a big weather storm that was coming in on day like 4 of the hunt. And so what I decided to do is burn some days ahead of time and put in more scouting time ahead of time, so that for opening morning, I was like, the plan was to be on a bull and try to like close it out like right away. And so I went up 4 days before the hunt started, got the wall tent set up, and then Brandon and I scouted hard. So by the time our help showed up, Neville, Lorenzo, and Branson, the crew, we had a list of bulls, and each bull was in a different spot. Some were more killable than others, and so felt very prepared. By far the most prepared I've ever been for a hunt, and we had a bull down by 7 a.m. on the opener. Not every hunt you can take livestock for sure, but we had an opportunity to take llamas in on Brandon and I's Wyoming hunt last year, and it proved to be super beneficial, because where we killed those elk, we killed 2 elk in 2 days, and we would never have been able to be hunting after killing Brandon's bull without llamas. We would have had to have pulled out and gone all the way back into town, put the meat, with the butcher on ice, and then roll back in. We would have burned 2 or 3 days doing that, because we were too far in to be able to if we didn't have livestock, to be able to responsibly kill another elk. We just couldn't do it. It's too much meat. And so to give us the ability in the same general area to kill two bulls in 2 days and then be able to pull them out in one trip using llamas and ourselves became like the only way to do it. Like logistically, that's the only way to do it in that period of time. And so without that, one of us would have killed and probably spent the rest of that week pulling that animal out of there. And so having llamas really opened up our opportunity there, big time.
These are the 5 lessons I've learned.